Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by Bell Tire. Well, we might be in the middle of the dog days, but the Tigers have picked the best time of the year to get hot. They have won 6 in a row and 10 of their last 11. The Tigers back at it again here tonight as we welcome you to Comerica Park. Beautiful night for baseball in downtown Detroit. Game 2 in the series featuring the White Sox and your Detroit Tigers. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemba, Ron Allen, glad to have you with us here for the middle game of the series. And Ron, the Tigers, they're sparkling hot right now. They've won 6 in a row. They are undefeated on this homestand, playing as well as we've seen them play.
Clicking on all cylinders right now. The Detroit Tigers are back into that bullpen with Benoit, and Smiley has been locked down. They've got some nice contributions offensively without Miguel Cabrera. Victor Martinez, one of those mainstays. They've been tremendous. This is a really good baseball team.
What do you got on Max Scherzer tonight? He has been awfully good. He has lost just one game this year and has been one of the most dominant pitchers in all of baseball.
You know, I expect him to let the fastball eat. That's exactly what Max says every time he goes out there. I'm going to let my fastball eat. And if they can hit it, they can hit it. But he's going to attack Chicago White Sox with a lot of first-pitch fastballs. If they jump on those, he'll start to incorporate some really nice curveballs, some sliders, and some changeups. It's been his secondary pitches that have really allowed him to be in an elite class this year. Max sits at the top with 15 wins and arguably the best pitcher in the game right now as we speak.
After a short break, we'll send you back to the Call Sam Studios and Justin White. But coming up here tonight, it is Fiesta Tigres down at the ballpark as we celebrate the Latin American players in Major League Baseball. Stay with us. Tigers, White Sox coming up next. Berenguer was presented with a jersey before the game today and also throughout the ceremonial first pitch. And Mr. Berenguer still has it. Nicely done. The Tigers and Chicago White Sox get together tonight, game 2 in the series, on a beautiful night for baseball here in the Motor City. The starting lineup for the Chicago White Sox tonight, presented by the Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. They have De Aza leading it off, and Ramirez and Rios. Adam Dunn is the DH tonight, with Konerko playing first, Connor Gillespie at third, and a bottom three of Viciedo, Beckham, and Fegley. They're facing the right-hander Max Scherzer, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And Max has been tremendous this year, making his 22nd start, looking for his 16th win of the year against one loss, with an ERA just a shade over 3 for the talented right-hander.
And here we go, the first pitch of the ball game, a strike on the outer edge, 0-1. Game time temp tonight is 79. A gorgeous evening here in the Motor City. The Tigers trying to extend a 6-game winning streak. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Missed inside with a fastball. The count evens now 1-1. De Aza, Ramirez, and Rios. De Aza last night was 1 for 4 in the leadoff spot for Chicago. Batting .274 right now. Here's the 1-1. 1-2.
Good changeup there by Max. One of the things that he has really done effectively all year long, incorporating all 4 of his pitches real early in the game. Nice fading changeup that De Aza swung right over the top of.
Now Max ready with the 1-2. Here it is. De Aza lost it in the air toward left to Sopo. In the sunlight, makes the catch.
Beaumont Health System will sponsor the starting defensive alignment for the Detroit Tigers this evening. Jackson in center, Hunter he's in right, Sopo, you know, he's in left. Iglesias playing in the second game as a Tiger. He is at third base for the second consecutive day. Peralta, Santiago, and the Prince round out the infield.
Mr. Avila behind the plate tonight, dropping down the signals for Max Scherzer. And now Max goes to work on Alexei Ramirez. This, over the years, has not been a good matchup for Ramirez. He is 3 for 33 against Max. Last night had a double in the ball game, 1 for 4. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss.
Max ought to be awfully strong out there this evening. He needed only 75 pitches in his last start. Tigers had a big lead, so Jim took him out early and saving some bullets in that right arm for the remainder of the year.
6 innings of work and 1 hit allowed. That's it for Max. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
We've already seen the slider, we've seen the curveball, we've seen the changeup and the fastball here in the very first inning come out of the hand of Max.
Ramirez with 27 driven in. Scored the run last night for Chicago. And he shoots one on the ground to the shortstop, ranging right, Peralta. And he got him by half a step. 2 up, 2 down. We saw a boatload of ground balls last night.
Doug Fister, what do you have, 11 or 12?
At least.
3 double play balls. What a start he had.
It's pretty impressive. 88 pitches to get through 8 innings.
2 hours and a 7-minute Wago last night.
Pretty good. 2 up, 2 down here as Alex Rios stands in. .275 batting average for Rios, who is still in a White Sox uniform. Strike call. And although the trading deadline has passed, as you look at Rios' numbers against Max, not all that good. Players can still be traded in the month of August after waivers are requested, so the non-waiver trading deadline has passed, but deals can still be made. There's another strike, and the count is 0-2 on Rios. .12 home runs, 51 RBIs. Scherzer in search of the 1-2-3 first. And the 0-2. Breaking ball low, 1-2. Fister actually had 16 ground balls last night. That's a lot. And he was dominant. Tiger pitching staff just continues to hand the baton to the next guy, and they're all pitching well right now. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Rios. And I'm done waiting on deck should Rios reach. White Sox have lost 8 consecutive games. That is a season high for them. And the 2-2. That's in the air to right field, straight at Torrey Hunter. He is camping under it, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Max Scherzer. We're headed to the bottom of the first. No score. The new handshakes, and Torrey Hunter giving him a lesson or two. Iglesias says, all right, I'm learning.
Whatever you say, you're the man.
Torrey doing his thing. Here's the starting lineup for the Tigers, presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Jackson, Hunter, Tuiasosopo in the top 3 spots. Prince is batting cleanup. Then Martinez and Peralta, Iglesias, Avila, and Santiago the bottom 3. Miguel Cabrera is out of the lineup again tonight as John Danks misses high and away to Austin Jackson. Tigers facing yet another left-handed pitcher. That ball's hit hard, but caught on the backhand right before it hit the ground by Dion Viciedo.
It is about as tough to play left field at this time of day as any left field in baseball. John Danks comes in with 2 wins, 8 losses. He is 0-5 on the road this year with an ERA that is over 5. So he has really struggled away from his ballpark in Chicago.
Torrey last night was 0 for 4, batting .313. And Danks missing outside. 1-0.
Danks has a fastball that will get up to 90 miles an hour. He'll also cut the fastball. He's got a curveball, and he also has a pretty good changeup.
One ball, one strike. Danks has not beaten Detroit since July of 2011. And he hasn't won here in this ballpark since July of 2008. 1-1 on Torrey. And that's in for a strike. 1-2. Danks is out of Austin, Texas. He's 28 years of age. Season-ending surgery last year on his shoulder in August. Here's the 1-2. A very defensive swing by Hunter.
Don Cooper, their pitching coach, told me last week when we were in Chicago that this entire season Danks will be trying to build up arm strength in that left arm because of the shoulder surgery last year.
And Cooper's been there a long time.
Chopping it up pretty good with somebody down there.
High fly ball left field and hit well. Viciedo going back, track, wall, and gone. Torrey Hunter has just hit a solo home run in the first, and the Tigers grab an early lead.
Torrey Hunter took Danks deep when Danks saw them when the Tigers were in Chicago last week as well. That's a fastball that's on the outside part of the plate. Actually, they wanted it outside, but it leaked down and into Hunter. And Hunter caught it just right, got underneath it, and it carried into the Tigers bullpen.
Third career home run for Torrey against John Danks. 12th of the year as well, and the Tigers have a 1-0 lead. And also for Torrey, RBI number 54. Matt Tuiasosopo the bat. Swinging a miss, 0-2.
Torrey Hunter is picking up right where he left off the month of July. And wasn't he Tigers player of the month in the month of July?
He was. He was the offensive player of the month. Rick Porcello was the pitcher of the month. Swing and a miss, and Tuiasosopo is out of it. First strikeout of the night for Danks.
Tim Hortons is the sponsor of the Chicago White Sox defensive alignment. It is Viciedo in left, Diaz in center, Rios in right, Gillespie, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko in the infield, and Josh Fegley, the catcher.
Adam Dunn was playing first base last night. Konerko is out there this evening. Boy, Prince has just torn up John Danks. Not very many at bats, but 5 for 7 against the Chicago lefty.
First time that we have seen Paul Konerko play defensively in a game this year against Detroit.
Ball outside, 2-0.
He has been the DH in all the other games.
Big Adam Dunn switching spots with him tonight. Dunn is the designated hitter. And now Danks has gone 3-0 on Prince.
Prince hit that big home run against John Danks at U.S. Cellular Field. It was in the very first inning. It was a 3-run big fly. Tigers never looked back after that.
3-1. Well, they've got an early big fly here from Torrey Hunter, a solo shot.
Kind of digging the Fiesta Tigres uniforms they're sporting here tonight.
It's a good look. It's a clean look. Inside, walked it.
Here's that homer that Prince Fielder hit in Chicago against John Danks. The Tigers clicking on all cylinders right now. Bullpen has been good. Miguel has been missed, but they have gotten some contributions from other key components of that batting lineup. Starting pitching has been tremendous.
I think there's an aspect of the other guys thinking, all right, our big horse is out. Collectively, we have to step up a little bit.
Absolutely. And they have the squad that can do it.
Victor Martinez, the batter, with 2 outs.
Remember, this is the team that got all the way to the World Series last year, and they did not have Victor Martinez for the entire season. They now have Torrey Hunter. They have Anibal Sanchez for an entire year. It's a much better team than last year.
Victor's starting to come around as well after a red-hot month of July. That's it for a strike, 0-2. Six-game win streak for the Tigers in that stretch. They're hitting .312, and the team pitching has just been absolutely outstanding. A 1.17 ERA.
And have not given up a homer.
Now the 0-2. Bouncing ball to third. That's a foul ball. The home run that Danks allowed in this inning was his 18th of the year. Only Axelrod has given up more home runs on the Chicago staff. Danks has had successful seasons in the major leagues, but again, he's coming off of that surgery to his shoulder, and Torrey has taken him deep here in the first. Now Danks again ready with the 0-2. Yanked foul back into the seats. For Martinez, 8 hits on this homestand. Well, Victor's average has gone from the low 200s the first 2 months of the season to 272 coming into play tonight. And it took a monstrous month of July to get him there, but it looks like he is poised for a big final 2 months. We'll drive that one down the right field line, foul. Tigers lead the season series between these two clubs. They've won 5 of the 8 so far this year. Robin Ventura has had a bumpy road this season. In his second year as the skipper of the Chicago White Sox. There's another one back out of play. Well, we've seen a lot of the Sox obviously here in the second half, but counting tonight, they've got 11 more games against Chicago.
And the Tigers are playing some really good baseball against White Sox. White Sox have given the Tigers some games with some miscues defensively, but by and large, the Tigers have just flat out outplayed Chicago.
Meanwhile, Martinez back in the box. This will be the 7th pitch of this at bat. And he shoots one to right field, sinking and caught by Rios. 2 in the inning. However, the Tigers take an early lead. They do it with a long ball. Torrey Hunter is the author of that solo shot. It's 1-0 Detroit. As we go to the top of the second here at the ballpark, and you can vote for your Tigers McDonald's Player of the Game, presented by the new Detroit Tigers M&M McFlurry, using your cell phone. Text Tigers, then a space, then the player's uniform number to 37338. And you can vote on your Tigers Player of the Game. Scherzer back to work as he faces Adam Dunn here in the second. Dunn, Konerko, Gillespie, middle of the Chicago lineup. They went 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Max got a couple of fly balls and a ground out. Dunn lines one to shallow left field. That'll drop, base hit. First hit of the game for Chicago. It'll be a 6-game hitting streak now for Adam Dunn. And now the veteran Paul Konerko. Whose numbers this year have not been near what he has been able to do in his career, batting just .244. 35 RBIs for Konerko. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Good pitch. And Paul has always been a really good fastball hitter. And therefore, Max started him off with a breaking ball, and he threw a beautiful pitch.
For Konerko, since coming off the disabled list with a strained lower back, he has hit just .231 off the DL, so he's yet to get it going again. Now the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Same result, 0-2, as he has Konerko shaking his head. Scherzer came into this game averaging a little over 10 strikeouts per 9 innings, which was good for second in the American League. Yu Darvish averages 12 per 9. That's the best mark in the AL. Checked it. Did he go? Yes, he went around, said first base umpire Tim McClellan. First strikeout of the night for Max.
3 straight breaking balls out of the hand of Scherzer to Paul Konerko, all of them located in a really nice area down and away from the final breaking ball. He checked his swing, but he went too far.
Good call. Looked like he went around. Here's Connor Gillespie. Ball 1 to Gillespie. He's batting .245 this year. Played his college ball at Wichita State, and while he was at Wichita State, was a teammate of Andy Dirks. Dunn has led things off with a base hit. Still there now with 1 out. Here's the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Only 2 guys have more strikeouts this year than Max, and they're both pretty good. Darvish and King Felix. Although Scherzer should pass Felix up tonight. Here's the 2-0. Ball 3. Connor Gillespie. Max did not suffer his first loss this year until July the 13th in Texas when the Rangers beat him. Gave up 4 runs in 6 innings in that game, but has since bounced back with a couple of wins. The 3-0. He's taking, it's a strike call, 3-1. It's kind of hard to believe, Rob, that at one point this year the White Sox were 24-24.
Ooh, the wheels fell off right after that.
Yes, they did. Because they're 27 games under now.
I mean, they came tumbling off.
Here's the 3-1. Back out of play, 3-2.
Really, in the offseason, the White Sox, they watched every other team in the division improve themselves. They watched what the Tigers were able to do, getting Victor back, Torrey, signing Anibal Sanchez. The Kansas City Royals got better with that big trade that Dayton Moore got, made bringing over some pitchers. Cleveland got a new manager. They brought in some free agents. The White Sox didn't do anything other than bringing in Keppinger.
Runner goes on 3-2, and it's lifted in the air. Shallow center field. Here comes Jackson. 2 gone. Well, they had a team that very nearly made the postseason last year, so perhaps they felt they didn't have to do a whole lot, but it has not worked out for them this year. They traded away Jake Peavy and Jesse Crane.
Matt Thornton also gone out of that bullpen.
Forgot about him. Here's Dion Ficiedo. Last time the White Sox were sent 27 or more games under 500 was 1976. And that's in for a strike. 0-1 on Ficiedo. This is how it finished up last year. You'll recall the Tigers were 3 back with 16 to go and then put on a charge and finished 3 up on Chicago. And then eventually marched to the World Series. 1 ball, 1 strike. Viciedo last night was 1 for 3. He's hit 9 home runs this year, but he's still well shy of the pace that he established last season when he belted 25 home runs. That'll get foul, 1 and 2.
Viciedo will chase the fastball up in the strike zone, and Max has got enough on his heater that he can throw it by him if he gets up to 95, 96 miles an hour. But Max's slider has been a great pitch for him so far this evening, so he can go a couple of different ways here with 2 strikes against Viciedo.
Swing and a miss. Got him with a breaking ball.
Yeah, 1 slide piece.
Second strikeout of the game for Max. Here in game 2 in this 3-game weekend series. Tigers got the home run from Torrey Hunter back in the first. And now here in the second, they send Peralta, Iglesias, and Avila to the dish. Facing lefty John Danks. Johnny batting .305. And he looks at ball 1 outside. Johnny hitless in the ball game last night. Was 0 for 3. And the 1-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Danks back in that first inning struck out Matt Tuiasosopo. That was his 800th career strikeout. Here's the 2-0. Whistle down the left field line, foul. Ooh, and a good pickup. Bare-handed pickup. Oh, the guy in the gray shirt, bitter right now. 3-1. Look at he's eyeballing him, man.
So you think you're pretty cool, huh?
He is not happy. That's driven in the air to center and hit pretty good. Deonsa going back, track, wall looks up and gone.
No, Johnny, did you?
He just cleared the 420 sign in dead center. And it's 2-0 Detroit. '11th home run for Peralta, and that was not achieved.
That is a 4-seam fastball that is out away from Johnny. He keeps his head down. His hand even slides off the bat, and he hits himself in the head. He hit that ball so hard.
He's not feeling it right now, though.
Oh, my goodness.
Into the shrubbery. 2 runs on 2 hits, both homers for Detroit. Here's Iglesias. Make Johnny laugh down there. 54th RBI as well. Iglesias pulls a foul. Jose got a nice welcome to the ballpark last night. A ball that he hit that probably, as you said, would have gone over the green monster in left field. But here it was just swallowed up. It was probably as hard as he can hit a ball. Batting .330 this year. He sends a ground ball to second base. Gordon Beckham has it there. 1 out. Well, if the Tigers combine for 3 or more home runs in this game, and we're just about there, bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get a free small order of curly fries.
The last time the Tigers faced John Danks, fans ate curly fries.
I have a feeling that we're going to do it again tonight, which is not going out on the limb since we have 2 already. Peralta has gone deep in this inning. Torrey Hunter in the first inning. Vila has turned it on now. He has hit safely in his last 6. Waving a miss, 0-1. And 7 for 19 on the homestand. Here's what Danks did the last time he faced the Tigers. 6 earned runs in 7 innings, 11 hits. 0-2 the count. 2 really big home runs this year for Avila. The one that he hit in the 9th inning in Houston, which sent the Tigers onto a win. Of course, the grand slam that he hit against Steven Strasburg on Wednesday, or that was Tuesday actually, the first game of that series, sending the Tigers to a win. 1-2. One out, nobody on. A run in on the home run by Johnny Peralta. Two the count. Number 9 hitter Santiago waiting on deck. High fly center field. There's De Aza backing up, still going back. It's going to carry out to the warning track. 2 outs.
Look at this crowd. Are you kidding me? Ball's carrying quite a bit to center field today.
Spectacular crowd here at the ballpark tonight.
I mean, there are people everywhere standing on the rooftops.
This will be a sellout.
Oh, for sure.
79 degrees right now.
Fireworks after the game.
And fireworks during the game. On the Hunter and Peralta homers. Santiago batting a .193, was 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. Soft line drive to second, over the head of Beckham.
And Beckham's feet got tangled up as he started to retreat on that line drive off the bat of Santiago. He started to get on his heels and therefore really couldn't recover enough to jump up and make a play.
That'll keep the inning going. Austin Jackson will step in. Hit a ball hard his first time up to the left fielder Dayan Viciedo. Jackson played long ball last night. In the 5th inning, it was a solo shot. As it turned out, the Tigers would need that run and made it 2-0, and they would end up winning 2-1.
There are a couple of big league clubs that Jackson has outstanding career numbers against, and the Chicago White Sox would be one of those teams. Hit a ball right on the screws his first time up, and Viciedo, their left fielder, caught it.
His last night's home run. Back into the bullpen in left field. To center field on a line. De Aza will not get it. Base hit. third hit of the inning for the Tigers. Bring up Hunter again.
Danks, his stuff is just a little bit short right now. When he came to the big leagues, he pitched very well against the Tigers. He had that fastball that got up to 94. So he had some pretty good separation between the fastball and his off-speed pitches now. But after the shoulder surgery last year, that fastball right around 90 miles an hour. So he's going to have to continue to build up some arm strength, not fooling many Tigers.
Meanwhile, Don Cooper coming out. When you look at Danks' body of work, his best season was just a couple of years ago, 2010. He won 15 games then.
They gave him a 5-year, $65 million contract after that.
Well, you can see the Tigers play the Oakland A's and the Minnesota Twins this month and take advantage of the weekday value pack. For tickets, hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks, all for just $60. That's it. 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com for tickets, hot dogs, chips, and a soft drink.
I forgot the Oakland Athletics had to make a trip here to Comerica Park.
Well, the Athletics won today as they try and keep their lead in the American League West, which had shrunk to 2.5.
And some of Dank's issues this year have been with runners on base. Nearly a 300 batting average against Danks when there is traffic on the base paths, and when there's nobody on, he holds the opposition to a 244 average.
Popped up. First base side, foul ground. Who will take it? It's the catcher, and that is Fegley to retire the side. However, the Tigers add another run. Johnny Peralta goes deep over the center field wall. Tigers baseball tonight is presented by Bell Tire. Third inning. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. 2 home runs tonight for the Tiger bats. Hunter and Peralta, and Scherzer goes to work now in the third. And he sails one outside to Gordon Beckham, who starts things off. Beckham, then Fegley, and then De Aza. Beckham last night 0 for 3. Max again missing. 2 balls, no strikes. Scherzer came in first in wins as you look at his pitch count right now. Second in opponent's batting average and second in strikeouts per 9. Here's the 2-0. 2-1 on Beckham, who's been bothered by a bad wrist this year. In fact, he had some surgery on it. He has scuffled of late. 5 for his last 38 at bats. And the 2-1. Breaking ball inside 3-1 on Beckham. The rookie Josh Fegley waiting on deck. Rookie catcher. 3-2 now on Beckham. 15-1 for Max Scherzer and a 3.01 earned run average. Avila putting down the signs. Here comes the fastball in. And it gets away. Did he go? Let's say he did not. They get the appeal down there at first base, so it'll be a base on ball. Time for a game break now. We check in with Mickey York. All right, Mick, thanks. And some early dividends on that trade that the Royals made. Maxwell with the game-winning home run. Here's Fegley. In for strike one.
Gordon Beckham, who is now standing on first base, has 5 steals. He's been caught once, which means Max will have to keep somewhat of a close eye on him.
Fegley last night was 0 for 3. It was a night in which the White Sox bounced into 3 double plays. Anytime they had an opportunity to get something going, it was Fister getting a twin killing.
Fister had some great life on his fastball last night. I mean, it was moving all over the place. White Sox hitters couldn't square him up.
White Sox, by and large, will not walk all that much. In fact, they have drawn the fewest walks in the American League, tied for the fewest walks drawn. And he just missed. 1-2. But a base on balls here in the third.
Max hasn't walked many this year. He has a total of 166 strikeouts and only 32 base on balls. And Gordon Beckham was number 32. And that is a tremendous strikeouts to walks ratio.
Pulled foul. Scherzer had not allowed a walk in his last 2 starts. Wins over Chicago and Philadelphia. Here's some of the particulars on Mr. Scherzer. At least 5 strikeouts in all 21 starts this year for Max. You got to go back to 1919 to find a Tiger that started 15-1. One and 2 on Fegley. Leadoff walk here to Beckham. Tigers have a 2-0 lead. We're in the third. That strikeout to walk ratio you're talking about. King Felix, Iwakuma, a couple of Seattle pitchers just above him. Popped him up behind the plate, and Avila will run out of room. Fister, with his victory last night, was able to run his record at 10-5. So the Tigers now have 3 pitchers with double-digit wins. They've got Scherzer with 15, Verlander with 11, and Doug Fister with 10.
I don't know what it is with Mr. Fister, but boy, does he save his best for the second half of the year. So putting on a Tigers uniform, he is nearly unbeatable second half of the year.
In the air to left to Sopo. One gone. They finally take care of Fegley.
Here's what Doug Fister was featuring last night, in case you missed it. Great life on the fastball. He had a real good cutter. He threw some really nice breaking balls as well. Didn't need a whole lot of strikeouts. He kept his infield is very, very busy. What an evening it was for Doug Fister. Only 88 pitches before Jim Leland decided to turn the ball over to Joaquin Benoit in the ninth.
Benoit got it done to close it out. Fister winning his 10th. Here's De Aza. Scherzer forcing De Aza out of the batter's box. Now the White Sox back on July 4th beat the Tigers. They scored 7 to beat Justin Verlander, and since that time they have had just 16 runs in their last 8 games. That's it. So offensively they just have not been able to get it done. In the meantime, Verlander bounced back nicely in his last start despite some walks. 0-1 on Alejandro De Aza. He will give you some punch at the top of that lineup. 13 homers. There is only one player that is a leadoff player in the majors with more home runs. Shin-Soo Choo.
There are some people in the White Sox organization that think that the Avisail Garcia should be in the big leagues right now.
Here's the 0-1. Nasty.
But where are you going to play Garcia if you got Viciedo on the left, De Aza, who's having great power numbers and has 45 RBIs in center, and Rios in right? Kind of the same issues that Garcia faced when he was here.
Yeah, that's a good point. Avi had another big night at AAA last night, 3 for 4 with a home run.
Drove in 4 runs for their Charlotte AAA affiliate.
Well, you get the feeling before the season is over they will find a way. There will be some room to get him up to the big leagues. Certainly by the September call-ups. Ball outside, 1-2.
A lot of Tigers fans feel like Garcia is going to haunt them in the future because they traded him in the division. But as long as they have this pitching staff right here, the right-handers they have as starters, and Garcia is not going to have much success against them, just like a lot of the other right-handed hitters in baseball do not have a lot of success against these right-handed pitchers.
Well, I think it's inevitable in some ways. I mean, you play this team 18, 19 games a year. Sooner or later, Garcia probably will get you. I mean, you just have to make up your mind that's going to happen, and that's what you got to do sometimes to make a trade to help your organization. But as you say, this pitching staff should hold its own. Here's Ramirez waiting on deck. Anibal Sanchez has been as good as just about anybody in the big leagues this year.
Porcello 4-0 in his last 4 starts with a 2 ERA.
Yanked foul down the right field line.
And we told you earlier that Torrey was the player of the month for the Tigers in the month of July. Rick Porcello was a pitcher.
4-0 with a 2.08. As Jim Leland said before the game, he is now showing that consistency that they had expected out of him coming out of spring training when he was awfully good. There's a bouncer to third. Iglesias fires to second. There's one. Not enough time to get 2. Two gone.
Santiago playing De Aza to pull, therefore it took him a long time to get to the bag. He was led to the bag perfectly by Iglesias, but could not get enough on the throw to turn it over.
Iglesias again tonight at third base in the absence of Miguel Cabrera. Santiago at second base in the absence of Omar Infante. Here is Alexi Ramirez. 2-0 Tigers have the lead. We're in the third. Ramirez 0 for 1 with a ground ball. Showing bunt, breaking ball, strike, 0-1. It's been a strange year for Alexi Ramirez, one that defensively has not been a good one. His power has not been where it has been in the past, yet he has 28 doubles which is just shy of his career high. And the average at a solid 277 coming in. He's also swiped 23 bags. Now, time called by Ramirez. Max taking too long, holding on to the baseball. You've got Diaz at first base with 12 steals. Popped up foul. Back into the seats it goes. 0-2 now on Alexi.
Infante out for the second consecutive day with Kevin Rand, the head athletic trainer, and also Javar Gillette, who is the strength and fitness guru here with the Tigers. And I watched him run a little bit, and he looks like he's still a few days away for me.
Yeah, Jim Leland said as much. They were hopeful of sending him out on a rehab this weekend, but it doesn't appear that's going to happen.
It doesn't look like he has any difficulty whatsoever running in a straight line. But when he starts to make some cuts around the bases, you could tell that he just kind of slows down, and because it's still tender.
So they will continue to be cautious with Infante. Yet in his absence, Santiago's played some pretty good baseball now that he's getting some consistent reps. Won't playing a whole lot better.
If you are going to have a championship caliber squad, you have to have some contributions from some guys that you weren't necessarily counting on giving you tons of contributions at the beginning of the year. And Tuiasosopo comes to mind.
And the 0-2. Just off the plate. Scherzer wanted it, didn't get it. 1-2. Ooh, that was close. That's how close it was.
As good as Max's control and command has been here this evening and really all year. He should have been given that pitch by Jordan Baker. First time I can remember doing a game with Jordan Baker being one of the umpires. He must be one of the reserves as to one of the guys on vacation, or do you know otherwise?
I do not know otherwise. I am assuming the same. 1-2. 22 pitches this inning for Max. Runner goes. And here comes a throw from Avila. It is high, not in time. Santiago falls over Diaz, who is slow to get up. That is his 13th steal. He took a shin to the face. Actually, side of the knee. That's when you start to worry about your infielder as well. Santiago appears to be okay. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Alexi Ramirez. White Sox trying to get their first run of the game. And the 2-2. Low, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Scherzer had a 1-2-3 first. Gave up a leadoff single, but no trouble in the second, and a leadoff walk here in the third. And trying to pitch around that. Inside, he lost him. That is the second walk in the inning for Max Scherzer, who just does not walk too many, or has not this year. So the tying runs are on. He had him 0-2, and he ends up walking Ramirez. 53 total now for Max.
As a matter of fact, in Max's last 2 starts, has not walked a batter until today. 8 innings against the White Sox on the 22nd of July. No walks. 6 innings against Philadelphia 5 days ago. No walks.
Rios hammers the first pitch foul back out of play.
That is one thing that you can be against Max. You can be very aggressive on first pitches. He does not shy away from his fastball. As Max likes to say, he just lets his fastball eat. Throws it in the strike zone and he wants contact.
Rios waiting on an 0-1. Lifted in the air. Shallow left. Tuiasosopo coming in. And they will strand a pair. Scherzer pitching around 2 walks here in the third.
In there, courtesy of a couple of solo shots. That was a breaking ball down to inventory Hunter. He played long ball to left field first time up, and then Johnny Peralta over the 420 side in straightaway center field for a solo shot.
Here come the Tigers now as we go to the bottom of the third inning, and it's still 2-0 Detroit.
291 with 7 homers and 28 RBIs out of Tuiasosopo so far this year. He has been great in the role that he has played for the Tigers.
So much so that Jim Leland has had enough confidence in him to put him in the 3 spot in the absence of Miguel Cabrera.
Also considering starting to give him a few reps against right-handed pitching.
Here's the 1-1. Danks now has allowed multi-homers in 6 of his 14 starts this year. The 2 homers here tonight you just saw, the Hunter and Peralta long balls. Now Matt waiting on a 2-1, and he fouls it off at home plate. 2-2 on Tuiasosopo.
Pretty good change up there by Danks. In a fastball count, most hitters, if you locate it away from them, the right-handers, you'll get a swing and miss or maybe a foul tip. Most guys won't square it up.
Danks stepping off. Fielder and Martinez to follow. 3, 4, 5 in the Detroit lineup in this one. Three and 2 now on Tuiasosopo. Danks in that 2010 season, in which he won 15 games, pitched a career high 213 innings. Got the big contract after that, the 5-year deal in December of 11. And then the shoulder injury hit last season. Swing and a miss, and Tuiasosopo is out of there.
Here is today's high-speed stat brought to you by Charter Internet, and you can see that Chris Sale, John Danks, and Hector Santiago are not getting much run support from their club this year. Lowest in the AL for Sale, 5th for Danks, 7th for Santiago.
Here's Fielder. Ooh, big swing there by Prince.
That is runs per 9 innings.
Fielder at 265 walked in his first at bat.
However, Danks, he does get a chance to come to work every single day with his brother.
He does. Jordan, his brother, also on the big league club.
Yeah, outfielder.
Fielder this year 289 against lefties. And even as the season gets deeper and deeper, I mean, he's still near 300 against left-handed pitching with 6 home runs this year versus left-handers.
He doesn't give an inch in that batter's box. He stands right on top of the plate and keeps that front shoulder locked and loaded against lefties.
Ground ball first base side. Tricky hop there for Konerko. 2 gone. There they are, the brothers. Look a lot alike. Imagine that. John on the left, Jordan on the right.
Athletic family. Dad was a good athlete. Sister, good athlete.
So Danks looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. There's Victor. Martinez lined out to right field his first time.
Took about 8-9 pitches for Danks to put Victor away. And Victor's first time up.
That's it for a strike. 1-1. Talking about the Danks family and all of the athletes. Of course, Jordan is on the big club with his brother John. His dad, John, was a 4-year letter winner at Texas in basketball back in the 70s, and his sister Emily, a volleyball player at Ohio State.
John had signed a letter of intent to go to Texas as well before being drafted by the Texas Rangers in the first round and taking the signing bonus.
3 balls, 1 strike. They are a couple of years apart. Jordan, a big kid as well, 6'4", 210. 3-1. And Victor hits it in the air, high in the air to shallow left. Viciedo still coming in. And it's going to be a 1-2-3 inning for Danks. On to the 4th we go. That's been made by J.B. Shuck.
Took a home run away from Jose Bautista of the Toronto Blue Jays.
And then flipped into the wall. Bautista wondering, what in the world? J.B. Shuck. He used to seeing Mike Trout make those plays, or Peter Borges. But Shuck showing off in left field last night. Back here at the ballpark, the Tigers and White Sox 2-0. As we go to the fourth on Fiesta Tigres night here at the ball yard. And the White Sox now facing Max Scherzer in the fourth inning with Adam Dunn to start things off. What's going on at home plate here? Adam Dunn had some words with the umpiring crew to see complaining about the size of the box, a la what Miggy did back in Chicago, saying the box was not properly laid down. There's a ball outside, 1-0. Bouncer right back to the mound. Scherzer handles this one, and Dunn is out.
Don't know exactly what the deal was with Adam Dunn in the batter's box. Apparently, there was too much dirt in the way. He kicked a lot of dirt out of the way.
That's a first. I don't think I've heard of that before.
What, kicking dirt out of the way?
Too much dirt in the batter's box? Oh. Here's Konerko. He swings on the first pitch and flies it to center. That'll be routine for Jackson. And there are two gone. And now Connor Gillespie. Scherzer would love a quick inning here. He had a rather lengthy third in which he gave up a couple of walks, but was able to pitch through it. Gillespie flied out to center field his first try. He has really cooled off after starting pretty well in April and May. Hit .284. He'll shoot one in the air to center. Jackson is on the move the opposite way and runs it down. AJ on the move, able to flag it in the gap. 1-2-3 inning. Scherzer with a 4-pitch inning. Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank, a part of Detroit and the community since 1849. Ram Trucks now get a great summer deal on a Ram truck at the Ram Summer Clearance Event, and by Breyers. Back here at Comerica Park, Tigers have a 2-0 lead on Fiesta Tigres. The Tigers celebrating Latin American baseball players, and Johnny Peralta homered on Fiesta Tigres night.
Tigers have quite a few Latin American players on their roster, as a matter of fact.
Peralta, Iglesias, and Avila.
There's 3 of them.
Right on cue here in the fourth. Swing and a miss. That could not have worked out better, could it?
Take it one step farther. Santiago's after Avila.
He's in the hole, that's right. Santiago, Dominican Republic, the hometown of Johnny Peralta. And he pops it up foul, heading back to the seats. He'll get out of play.
As a matter of fact, 24% of major league players are from foreign-born Latin American countries. And Dominican leads the way. Venezuela, they're starting to catch up. Cuba, we've talked about them the last number of days. They now have 15 players that were on opening day rosters as of 2013.
Way up. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's a pretty high total. That's 1/3.
It is.
Of major league players. Excuse me, 1/4 of major league players.
Here's the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Iglesias on deck. Tigers bat in the 4th inning, up 2. Ball inside. 3-2 the count now on Johnny Peralta. Johnny's home run back in the 2nd was his 11th, and he is called out on strikes. Thought he had a walk, not so. Thanks now with 3 strikeouts.
Looked like Johnny got himself a 3-2 changeup that he thought was up. But Jordan Baker, home plate umpire, thought it was right there, and it appeared to be a pretty good pitch.
5 in a row retired. And Jose Iglesias bounced out his first time up. 2nd game as a Tiger.
He looks like he's about 15 years old.
In reality, he is 23, but a very youthful looking 23. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Iglesias looks at a strike, 2-1.
Iglesias played on that Cuban national team with Yasiel Puig of the Los Angeles Dodgers, so he had a chance to see Puig before most of us did.
Driven in the air, deep into left field, way back, and the ballpark will not hold him tonight. Wow.
He must think he's Puig or somebody.
How about that? It cleared the bullpen into the seats. Jose Iglesias hits his 2nd of the year and his 1st as a Tigre.
He's got that trot down, too, like he's hit a few.
He put a charge into one last night, but it fell just about at the warning track. This one cleared the bullpen.
That's one of the things that Iglesias did in the offseason. He put on some muscle because he didn't hit for much power last year. He's hitting more extra base hits this season, and he caught that one just right. Lou Whitaker will be awfully proud of Jose Iglesias right now.
3rd home run of the game. And the Tigers, all solo shots, now lead 3-0. Avila pops it up. Shallow left field. Ramirez going back. Viciedo coming in. Look out. They nearly collide. As Ramirez comes down with it. 2 away. Hunter, Peralta, Iglesias equals curly fries tomorrow. Tigers now have 10 long balls in their last 7.
It's been a real nice homestand.
The other home run for Iglesias this year came back on June 2nd against the Yankees. Here's Santiago. Ball 1. That is now 5 Tigers hits on the board. Ramon had a single back in the 2nd. in there for a strike. 1-1. Seven hits on the homestand now for Ramon. Pop up and out of the reach of Beckham. That is his second hit of the game.
He has finally gotten that batting average over the Mendoza line. That would be 200. And for Ramon Santiago. Second time today, too, he's fought off a pitch for a single into center field. That slider just not doing a whole lot on the hand of John Danks. Could have been a cutter as well, but the fact still remains the same. It was pretty flat.
You think Mario Mendoza, who the Mendoza line was named after, do you think he's gotten past being bitter about that, or do you think it still bothers him?
I think he's probably cool with it now because it keeps his name out there.
That's a good point.
You know, we talk a lot about Iglesias and the fact that he is a top-notch defender at that shortstop position. Mario Mendoza, that's why he was able to hit 200 every year, because he could flat out catch the baseball.
Yeah, he was awfully good with the glove. He was an instructor in the Angels organization in my days in broadcasting with the Angels. And I would ask him every now and then about the Mendoza line. He didn't really want to talk too much about it. It was typically next question. It was the 2-0 runner goes, swing and a miss, and no throw from Fegley.
Gonna send it back.
Yep, he got hit.
I didn't see a huge interference there, but apparently Jackson must have nicked Fegley with the bat or something. It's not like Jackson fell over the plate. Well, there you have it. He hit him in the back with the bat.
Thought he might have got him on the hand, but it was clearly the bat.
Usually you see interference calls when guys kind of swing at a breaking ball and they fall over the plate, but this was a whole different circumstance.
Jackson 1 for 2 in the game. Two and 2 the count on Austin. 3-0 Detroit. The home run by Jose Iglesias here in the fourth inning has extended the lead. The first in a Tigers uniform. Santiago drawing a throw. To right field, Rios on the run, and he'll track it down. Nicely done. He went to the warning track to pull that one in, and the Tigers will settle for 1 run. On Fiesta Tigres night, Jose Iglesias, Cuban-born, goes deep. And it's 3-0 Detroit. As we go to the top of the fifth inning, also time for the AT trivia question. Prior to Jose Iglesias, name the last two current Tigers driving a run in their Detroit debut. Iglesias did it last night with an RBI single. Give me the last two current Tigers that did it. And that is your trivia question tonight. Scherzer back to the hill, enjoying a 3-0 lead now. And Max will face the bottom three in the Chicago lineup. It'll be Viciedo, Beckham, and Fegley. It was a 4-pitch fourth inning for Max Scherzer.
Max has been pretty good with his first pitch strikes today. Therefore, the White Sox know that they have to swing early and often, which they did in the fourth inning. They'll continue to do so.
Breaking ball drops in 0-1. Scherzer had a couple of walks, but pitched around it in the third, a steal as well. And he's given up just one hit tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Max is 11 of 16 in the first pitch category, which is one of the reasons why he's been able to expand the strike zone and get himself some easy outs here today. Steady diet of sliders too to Viciedo here tonight. Struck him out with the sliders first time up.
11 of 16 in the first pitch strike category. Viciedo struck out back in the second. Stays alive here, pounding that one back out of play.
When you go to that fastball against Viciedo, you want to go a little bit higher than that last one Max threw. If you get above the belt buckle, usually you'll get a swing and miss out of Diane.
Almost hit him
with a changeup.
White Sox right now are in a stretch of playing a lot of teams in their division, 28 of 31 against the Central. But they are 12 and 29 against their division this year, and that's why you will find them occupying the bottom spot. Bouncing in 3-2 now on Dion Viciedo. And again, the Tigers, including tonight, have 11 games remaining with Chicago. And the 3-2. And he lost it. It's another walk for Max, his third of the game. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow. The Tigers wrapping up this series with the White Sox. It's a day game tomorrow. Coverage begins at noon with Tigers Live. Tigers and White Sox tomorrow right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Here is Gordon Beckham. Breaking ball, strike one. Beckham a walk in the third. Beckham came into this ball game hitting .347 against right-handed pitching this year. Viciedo at first after the leadoff walk. Here's the 0-1. Make it 0-2. To this point, that has not been a big strikeout game for Max. As you look at the splits on Beckham, not too good against lefties.
Yeah, those are odd splits there for a right-handed batter.
Max so far in this game has struck out just 2. And again, as we have told you, has struck out at least 5 in every start this year. And down he goes. Beckham is out of there. So there's another strikeout. His third. 1 out.
Nice breaking ball here by Max. Excuse me, it's a changeup, but it's down, and Avila does a nice job of getting over to block it. And when you call for the off-speed pitch in that situation, you want your pitcher to bury that ball down in the dirt. Now
Josh Fegley. flat out his first time up. Way outside. Avila spins around like a top. 1-0. Popped up. Foul ground, third base side, Iglesias. 2 gone.
Iglesias is some kind of cool.
He's got a little style to him, doesn't he?
He's something, man. I'm gonna dig watching this guy play, man.
He just kind of flicked Scherzer out of the way. I got it.
And he's cool, too.
He just snatched it.
Check him out. He's going to be fun to watch.
He is, man. He can play.
Mad swagger.
2 gone now, and here is De Aza.
And you could tell yesterday he was a very confident young man just by the way that he was walking around the Tigers clubhouse on a day when everybody wanted some of his time.
You know what amazes me, especially with young kids like this, when they're traded at the trading deadline, the pressure that goes with that, because the new fan base expects immediate results out of the player that they've picked up. And you're right, he walked around yesterday like he had been here all season long, very calm, confident.
I think some things help some of the Cuban-born players that are playing over here now because they've played competitive baseball for so long. I mean, they've played some really good baseball that guys like Puig and Cespedes and, of course, Iglesias, when they do come over here, I mean, it's like we've been doing this for a long time.
And I wonder as well with the the process of defecting and going through that. That is, it can sometimes be a harrowing and difficult experience.
Especially how some of these guys had to get to the United States.
Right. So playing a game really is
piece of cake.
Yeah, not a whole lot tougher, that's for sure. 1-2. And Alejandro De Aza, he is been on base on a fielder's choice and flying out. And the 1-2. Rolled foul. We'll go back into the Chicago dugout.
Jake Peavy is making his Boston Red Sox debut this evening in Beantown for his new club. Of course, the White Sox just traded Jake Peavy to Boston.
Arizona is in Boston tonight.
Kevin Towers, who was the general manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, he really wanted Jake Peavy as well, but couldn't come to an agreement with the Chicago White Sox.
Swing and a miss. De Aza is out of there. 4th strikeout of the game for Max, and nothing comes of the leadoff walk. Jose Iglesias making his presence felt tonight. Tigers baseball presented by Felt Tire. Tigers on top 3-0 as Torrey Hunter leads it off for Detroit. It'll be Hunter, Tuiasosopo, and then Fielder. Facing lefty John Danks, who has given up 3 solo shots tonight. Hunter hit one of them back in the first. Here's the 1-0. Driven to center field, straight at De Aza. 1 out in the 5th inning. And Torrey now 1 for 3. Well, don't forget, you can see the Tigers tangle with the Kansas City Royals Thursday, August 15th through Sunday, August 18th. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. Royals won again today. I believe that makes it 9 of 10 for them.
Yeah, they had a tough loss the night before. Walk-off win in the 11th inning.
Tui sends a ground ball back to the mound. Little shovel toss there for the out, 2 gone. The Central is really starting to play well. Tigers 9-1 in their last 10. The Royals are 9-1. And Cleveland is 8-2 in their last 10. But if you're Cleveland and KC, you're playing so well, you really can't gain a whole lot of ground.
You can't, because the Tigers are matching them win for win.
Here's Prince.
Both the Indians and the Kansas City Royals will have a chance to handle their business, though, against the Tigers. The Tigers, when they leave here, we will go to Cleveland for 4 days. And then when we get back off the road trip, we will see the Kansas City Royals for a 5-game series.
They'll have their opportunities indeed. Fielder walking a ground out. What usually happens is the deepest teams end up winning once the season is done over 162 games, and you would have to believe the Tigers are felt to have the deepest team in the Central.
Really, the only thing that could stop the Tigers is injuries.
And they're flirting with a couple right now with Infante and Miggy out of the lineup again tonight. Yet they continue to flourish, which again points to that depth.
Yeah, Dave Dombrowski's put together a really good 25-man roster. And they have some nice pieces down in AAA when they do need to bring up somebody from down there.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Fielder is out of there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for John Danks. 5 in the books. 3-0 Detroit.
Max Scherzer, trying to win his 16th game of the year, has a 3-run lead today. The Chicago White Sox really have not had good swings against Max. It's been that breaking ball. It's been that changeup. It's also been the explosive fastball in the mid-90s. He is just doing what he's done every single start, and that's go out there and give his team a legitimate chance of winning a ball game.
And we go now to the top of the 6th inning here at the ballpark. It'll be Ramirez, Rios, and Dunn facing Max, who through 5 innings has surrendered just 1 measly hit. 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Scherzer back to work facing Ramirez. First pitch swinging, lines 1 to left. 1 gone. Time for a game break now. We check in with Mickey York. All right, Mick, thanks. Here it is 3-0 on the strength of 3 solo homers for Detroit. Max Scherzer has done the rest.
Jason Kipp is having a really good year for the Cleveland Indians.
All-star.
Yes, he's got nearly 70 RBIs.
Rios 0 for 2, couple of fly balls. Rios starting to put up some numbers now in his career. Over 300 doubles, over 150 homers, 200 stolen bases. Here's the 1-1. Pulled on the ground to third, right at Iglesias. That's automatic. 2 gone. It's 9 of 10 retired now by Max. Here's Dunn. We've not gotten our attendance figure as of yet tonight, but I'm sure it will be a sellout. We've got fireworks after this one. Red Hot Tigers winning again here tonight, 3-0. Strike 1 on Dunn.
Tigers are looking to go over 3 million fans once again this year. And it looks like they're going to get there.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Dunn has been a big home run hitter in his career. That certainly has been his calling card. He needs 1 to pass Cal Ripken Jr. for 43rd all time. And the 0-2. Bouncing in, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Visiting players love coming to this ballpark for the very reasons that we pointed out. Great atmosphere, great ballpark, and it's always full. It's a really good place to play, whether you're a visitor or if you're wearing the home whites.
Here's the 1-2. Got him, strike 3. Scherzer with a 1-2-3-6. That's 5 strikeouts for Max, at least 5 in every start this year. His latest victim, Adam Dunn. On top 3-0. Hunter and Peralta each with solo home runs, and then Jose Iglesias hit his first home run with Detroit, so 3 tonight for the Tigers. Scherzer has done the rest with 6 innings of 1-hit baseball. John John Danks goes back to work as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Victor Martinez leads it off. Martinez, Peralta, Iglesias. 0 for 2 in this ball game for Victor. Rounded foul. He's hit one to left field, one to right field. And coming into today, Victor against the White Sox. Homer, couple of doubles, and a .438 average, although they've kept him to an 0 for 2 tonight.
At .438 average, second among active players. And batting average against the White Sox.
Now the 0-2. Ball high.
Good pitch there by Danks to see if he could get Victor to change his eye level and swing at that fastball up in the zone.
Peralta, then Iglesias to follow. Fly ball again. This one to left field. And it has something behind it. Track, wall, and caught by Viciedo.
Now that slider that Danks is throwing today is just flat. And he almost got burned there with that slider to Victor. Victor didn't square that one up. He hit it right on the label. And therefore, Viciedo able to run it down.
He is not the smoothest of outfielders, but he gets the job done.
White Sox say that he gets a bad rap. They say he's better than what we've seen because we've seen him make some mistakes in the outfield.
That and probably the fact that he doesn't look fluid, so it doesn't look like he's a good outfielder.
He's got a cannon for an arm. He has 9 outfield assists, which is tied in the American League.
2-0 to Johnny Peralta.
But you usually get quite a few assists from the left field position.
That's in there, 2-1.
John Danks, he has just struggled on the road this year. 0-5 with a .536 earned run average. Coming into play tonight away from U.S. Cellular Field.
That is a fair ball and a diving stop by Gillespie. What a play. Peralta has a double taken away.
That's why they call it the hot corner. One step and a dive. Gillespie doesn't have a great arm, but he's very accurate with his throws across the diamond.
So a couple of pretty good plays here behind John Danks, who was very appreciative. Here's Iglesias. He homered back in the 4th. Here's the 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Iglesias' home run was his 2nd overall this year. Bouncing ball, third base side. That's foul. There's that AT&T trivia question again. Prior to Iglesias, name the last 2 current Tigers to drive in a run in their Detroit Tigers debuts. And the 2 that are currently on the roster, the 2 most recent, are Fielder and Peralta. Johnny had that big game against Boston at Fenway in his Tiger debut. That is popped up behind the plate. Fegley will not get there. Back into the camera well. Pay attention down there. That one was close. One and 2. And he swings and misses to strike him out. 1, 2, 3, 6 for John Danks. Try the mighty taste of Arby's Mighty Minis today. Arby's, slicing up freshness. And by Bell Tire, get the lowest tire price, period. Bell Tire. Back here at the ballpark on Fiesta Tigres night here at the ballpark. And the Tigers have 3 home runs. All solo shots to lead the way. Max Scherzer, meanwhile, has given up just 1 hit and no runs. Paul Konerko will lead it off for the White Sox. Konerko, Gillespie, Viciedo. And the first pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Konerko is zeroing in on a milestone. He needs 4 doubles to reach 400 in his career. There's only 1 active that has reached that plateau, and that would be Giambi. Jason Giambi. 400 doubles and 400 homers, to be exact. There's a check swing, low and away. Konerko, 429 home runs in his career. Trying to get to 400 doubles. 1 ball, 1 strike. Fouled back out of play. 1-2 now on Konerko. Scherzer has thrown 87 pitches as we play here in the 7th inning.
And he's got a lot in his tank today. We told you that Max in his last start against the Philadelphia Phillies threw only 75 pitches that day, and he pitched 6 innings. And because the Tigers had such a big lead, Jim took Max out of the game.
I think the other thing Leland has to be at least cognizant of is the last 2 years his teams have gone deep into the playoffs and logged quite a few extra innings.
It's one of the reasons why Max didn't start in spring training with the rest of the pitchers. He was about 8-9 days behind everybody.
Wave and a miss. Another strikeout. 6 of them now for Scherzer.
He's got a good breaking ball today. Here's a curveball. Best fastball of the evening tonight. Max, 96 miles an hour. Xfinity recorded that reading for us.
7 in a row set down by Scherzer. Gillespie looks at a strike. Gillespie was up there back in the 4th inning when Scherzer needed just 3 pitches to get the first 2 outs of the inning. And then Connor swung at the first pitch and made it a 4-pitch inning for Max. Beautiful sky tonight here at the ballpark. And so far things looking good on the scoreboard as well. 3-0 Detroit. Here's the 1-1. Activity in the bullpen. Matt Lindstrom warming up now for the Chicago White Sox. Danks at 95 through 6 innings. Little chopper foul. I am still amazed that throughout this entire season, Rod, and this is start number 22 for Max, where he's not had that one start where he's just gotten blasted. You know, you get that one start where you give up 6-7 runs.
Everybody has one. Yeah. Max, not him.
Now the 1-2. Ball high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Viciedo waiting on deck. Here's the 2-2. To the right side and through, a base hit. Just the 2nd hit of the game for Chicago. Meanwhile, Don Kelly, by the way, has entered the ball game to play left field for Tuiasosopo, defensive change for Detroit. And now Jeff Jones gets on the phone. There's some stirring in the Detroit bullpen. The only other hit the White Sox have tonight was an Adam Dunn single in the second. Smiley and Rondon. They've become a really familiar duo late in games, warming up together in the bullpen. Viciedo is 0 for 1. He also has a walk.
Rondon has that 100-mile-per-hour fastball that can get all the way up to 102, and he racks up a lot of strikeouts. And Smiley doesn't throw that hard. He's about 94, 95, which is a really good fastball, but he gets lots of strikeouts too.
There's a 6-4-3 double play to get Scherzer out of the seventh. Viciedo knocks into the twin killing. And we go to the stretch at Comerica. The ballpark tonight. Get ready, fans, for Fox Sports 1, America's new 24-hour sports network. Fox Sports 1 will be your home for great live sports, all the news and highlights you want, shows and specials that only Fox can bring you. America's new sports network, Fox Sports 1, coming August 17th. And the man in the middle there in the purple is Juan Berenguer, one of the 84 world champs. He threw out the first pitch tonight here at the ballpark.
He had a high-octane fastball. His fastball was in the mid-90s. Juan Berenguer. He didn't know where it was going sometimes, but he threw hard.
Well, that can be somewhat effective at times, too.
No doubt. He made a real nice living doing that. Effectively wild.
Alex Avila starting things off here in the seventh. Avila, Santiago, Jackson facing John Danks, who has, to this point, weathered 3 Tigers homers. The good thing for Danks is all of them were solo shots.
Well, we gave you Danks' season numbers. He came in with a 2-8 record with an ERA over 4.5, but no run support whatsoever from his offense all season long.
That has continued here tonight. Avila rolls one slowly to second, and he is out.
Which makes it awfully difficult to pitch when you know when you go out there. For the most part, you've got to put up zeros every night.
Here are the numbers on Danks, who right now has retired 8 straight. Here comes Santiago. A couple of singles for Ramon. The average up to 207 now. was talking to Santiago before the game, asking him when he wasn't playing consistently earlier in the year, does it have more of an effect on you defensively or at the plate? And he, without even hesitating, said certainly hitting.
No question.
I mean, that timing is just off when you're not able to get your at-bats in games. There's only so much BP you can take. That's rolled to the shortstop. Santiago almost beat that out.
BP is good for you, but it doesn't simulate game speed, and it's very difficult if you're not getting consistent reps to have good timing, which would allow you to hit a good breaking balls. You don't really struggle with the fastballs, but it's the breaking pitches that you're not accustomed to seeing the spin on them that a lot of guys that aren't everyday performers really struggle with.
Now Jose Ferris has joined Drew Smiley. Bruce Rondon sits down. Ball 1 to Jackson. That's what makes the life of a utility player somewhat difficult sometimes. Because unless there is an injury, you really don't know when and if you'll get any kind of consistent playing time.
It takes a special kind of player to be able to do it.
And Ramon has really come on here since the All-Star break. The 2-0 is a strike called on AJ. 9 straight set down by Danks. Here's the 2-1. Torrey waiting on deck. There was a time when the White Sox just gave the Tigers fits. When Ozzie Guillen was managing the team, they would come into Detroit and typically beat up on the Tigers, and they just couldn't get over the hump against Chicago. But since September of 2010, the Tigers are 36-14.
White Sox used to walk around here like they were playing a home game.
No doubt. The 2-2 is outside.
Ozzie Guillen smiling with his chest all poked out.
The tide has turned. Since 2011 here at Comerica, 4 series sweeps for the Tigers. That's impressive. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Jackson is out of there, and another 1-2-3 inning for Danks, who has really settled in. 6 strikeouts for Danks. here at Comerica Fiesta Tigres night. Tigers on top 3-0.
Rod, you can dance La Bamba, can't you?
A little bit, just a little bit.
Nice.
Scherzer back to work in a 3-0 ball game. And Max will face Gordon Beckham, then Josh Fegley and Alejandro De Aza. 97 pitches now for Max. He brings it home, fouled back out of play, 0-1. Beckham has a walk and a strikeout tonight against Scherzer. Max got a double play ball back in the 7th. And he missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tigers trying to send the White Sox to their 9th consecutive defeat. And they need 6 more outs. Pop-up foul back out of play. 1-2. Scherzer has given up just 2 hits in this game. Jordan Danks has moved to the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-2. Bender missing low. 2-2 on Beckham. Just 5 for his last 39. Trying to get something started here in the 8th. Down by 3. The 2-2. Fly ball, right center field. Hit pretty good. Jackson on his horse. 1 out.
Not a whole lot going to drop out there in right center field. Not with Hunter and his 9 gold gloves and Austin Jackson, who is as good as most center fielders in baseball out there. That ball took off. Jackson had to get on his horse, and then he simply put up the hand and the glove to tell Torrey that he had it, and Torrey just simply peels out of the way.
So here's Jordan Danks on a night in which his brother has pitched pretty well. 3 runs on 6 hits. The solo homers, all that Danks allowing.
They got a pretty good start last night out of their starter as well, Hector Santiago.
Yeah, no doubt. Leland was singing his praises before the game today.
He's got good stuff. I mean, he was 94, 95 with his fastball.
This time Jackson goes the other way to left center field to run it down right at the wall.
He could cover some ground.
Back-to-back hitters. He goes to the right and to the left, and there are 2 gone.
Jackson reads swings very well from that center field position. He knows where the ball is called for from the catcher standpoint, and Max has had such great control all year long. You can start to cheat in one way or the other, and Jackson has done a very nice job of that. I think Jackson got a high five from Torrey on the last play. High five from Don Kelly on that play.
De Aza swings and misses. 0-1. Alejandro tonight is 0 for 3. Now batting .272. Here's the 0-1. Oh, 0-2 on De Aza. 6 punch outs tonight for Max. He's eyeballing number 7. Crowd coming alive. And the 0-2. Soft line drive to left, base hit. Only the 3rd hit of the night for Chicago. It's going to be it appears, for Max. And Jim Leland wasting little time. 4 or 5 steps out of the dugout, makes the call to the bullpen.
This crowd is going to give Max a really nice round of applause when he walks off this mound.
Jose Veras coming in. It's the wall side windows pitching change. Scherzer is done for the night.
Head and shoulders, and Max had the good fastball today. He got up to 97 on that last one he threw to De Aza, but for me, his secondary pitches today were off the chain. Most of his strikeouts came on secondary pitches, whether it be the changeup or whether it be that real good slider or curveball. Max had an outstanding day, but what new?
And he left to a standing ovation here from the nearly 44,000 folks. And you see the numbers on Scherzer.
He'll simply pass the baton to Rick Porcello tomorrow.
At least 5 strikeouts in all 22 starts this year for Max. So Jose Ferris will try and get the final out here in the 8th. Bender has Ramirez running out of the box, and it's strike 1.
He can buckle some knees with that curveball. We saw that a couple of days ago when he made his Tigers debut. Look at this thing tumble out of Ferris's hands.
Here's the 0-1. Another breaking ball lifted in the air. Shallow left field. Here comes Kelly. And Ferris does his job. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Themselves a 3-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And Max Scherzer, another spectacular outing here in this one tonight. As soon as this game ends, our coverage will continue. Tigers Live coming up. You will hear from manager Jim Leland. The players as well. We'll show you all the highlights as coming up. Tigers Live immediately after the game, right here on Fox Sports Detroit. Changes now for Chicago. Tyler Flowers will take over behind the plate. He's the new catcher. The new pitcher in a Wellside Windows pitching change is Matt Lindstrom.
Yeah, Lindstrom's got a big arm. He gets that fastball up into the upper 90s, but he's had some control issues this year. 20 walks in the 41 innings, and he hasn't punched out that many.
He's got the 2, 3, and 4 guys to face here. Hunter leads it off. And Kelly then fielder. Bouncing ball left side of the infield. Ramirez on the charge. 1 out. Also the new center fielder is Jordan Danks. He stays in the game after pinch hitting. Robin Ventura coming out now. And it appears Ventura will take the baseball and they will go to the bullpen. So he faces one batter. Pitching change. Will be back.
One out, nobody on, and to get you caught up on some news and notes around the big leagues, Rod, did you see what Jose Fernandez did last night?
I did see that. Terry Francona, the manager of the Cleveland Indians, said it was the best pitch game against his squad he has seen this year, and they've seen Max 3 times.
Wow. Back-to-back starts with at least 13 strikeouts. David Wright on the disabled list. The Dodgers won a franchise record 13 straight road game today when they beat the Cubs.
Dodgers are on fire and have been so since they called up Yasiel Puig and also Hanley Ramirez coming off the disabled list.
Meanwhile, Donnie Veal is on now for Chicago.
Too bad we're not going to get a chance to see David Wright when we go to New York. They say that hamstring injury, although he's on the 15-day disabled list, he's probably going to be out about a month.
Ooh. He's a good player. Strike one. Don Kelly, his first at bat. Tuiasosopo was 0 for 3 before giving way to Kelly. And a breaking ball in for a strike, 0-2. Donnie Veal taking over here. He's got a couple of lefties to deal with. Kelly and then Fielder. Ball outside, 1-2.
Donnie Veal has a fastball that will go anywhere from 91 to 93 miles an hour. Also, a lot of curveballs. Also has a changeup, but does not throw that pitch very often. Mostly fastballs and curveballs by Donnie Veal.
Ironically, and the White Sox bring him in to face a couple of left-handed batters, but lefties are batting .364 against him.
Go figure.
There's another big lefty waiting on deck. That would be Fielder. Here's the 3-2. To the shortstop, Ramirez. Sounded like he broke his bat. Nice running play by Alexei Tugon. And we'll bring up Fielder. Oh for 2 tonight for Prince. He does have a walk. That was in his first at bat, and tonight is the 451st consecutive game played by the Prince. I think he's felt 100% for all those.
Not even close. But he is a gamer in every sense of the word.
Among the league leaders in RBIs and walks. Ball inside. 2-0 the count on Prince.
And back-to-back fastballs by Veal inside to Prince, both off the plate.
Joaquin Benoit now watching the action. He's been throwing in the Detroit bullpen. Here's the 2-0. Way outside, 3-0. Victor Martinez on deck. 2 out, nobody on in the 8th. Tigers on top, 3-0. On the strength of 3 solo shots tonight. That's in there, 3-1. Chop foul. Donnie Veal, born in Jackson, Mississippi. .28 years old. Ready with the 3-2 pitch. Here it is. He walked him. Fielder gets his second walk of the night. 1 on, 2 out. And don't forget, it's the Central Division Showdown coming up on Friday, August 16th. The first 10,000 fans receive a Tigers rally towel. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com. The Tigers and Royals getting together. A little bonus there if you show up. So here is Victor Martinez now. with 2 outs and a man at first. And Victor in search of his first hit of the night. And he grounds one foul. Third base side. Nice scoop. 0-1. 270 average down for Martinez. Tigers 3 runs, 6 hits. White Sox tonight no runs on 3 hits. Neither team with an error. The 0-1. White Sox in the 9th inning will have Rios, Dunn, and Konerko, so it's going to be the meaty part of their lineup, presumably to face Joaquin Benoit. And the 1-1. Bouncing ball, foul. Right by Gillespie at third. 1-2. Tigers wrap up the homestand tomorrow. And then it's on the road for a spell about a week and a half. Cleveland, New York. And they'll take on these White Sox again. Rick Porcello pitching the finale tomorrow. And he swings and misses to strike him out. Martinez thought he made contact. They're going to throw to first to complete the strikeout. And that's going to be it for the Tigers here in the 8th inning. No runs, a walk, 1 man left. Joaquin Benoit in a 3-run game. Getting set to come in. For the top of the 9th inning, here is the upcoming pitching matchup presented by Gordon Chevrolet. These two teams will be wrapping up this series here tomorrow. We mentioned that Rick Porcello is going for the Tigers. Andre Rienzo will go for the White Sox.
Rienzo won 8 games for their Charlotte AAA affiliate. 8 wins, 6 losses, ERA of 4 with 113 strikeouts.
So the Tigers bring their closer in here in a 3-0 ball game. Joaquin Benoit.
He has been perfect in save opportunities. Got his 11th save last night in that 2-1 ball game, which Pfister was the winning pitcher.
We'll go through the middle of the lineup here for Chicago. Rios leads it off. And he looks at strike 1. Tigers starting pitching now in the last 17 games. They've recorded 14 quality starts. and a 12-4 record. Here's the 0-1 to Rios. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Joaquin Benoit, in his last 23 outings, he has punched out 25 batters, and his ERA is under 1. Benoit has had some very impressive stretches in a Tigers uniform the last 3 years, but I can't remember him pitching any better than he's pitching right now.
That one found a hole right back up the middle into center field. So the leadoff man is on. The White Sox need another base runner, bring the tying run to the plate. No, I would agree. I think this stretch here by Benoit has certainly been his best. And you have to also take into consideration a lot of these outings have come in a closer's role.
He has made that transition from an 8th inning guy to the closer seamlessly.
Dunn is 0 for 6 with 4 strikeouts against Benoit. Dunn made the final out of last night's ball game in the 9th inning.
Yeah, maybe one of those real good Vulcan changeups down and away from Adam Dunn will get that double play ball to help him get out of this inning.
Runner going. Here's the throw down to second. Tag not in time.
It's the second consecutive night where Rios stole second base.
24 steals for Rios.
So much for the double play ball.
Only 4 hits tonight for the Chicago offense. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2 on Dunn. Santiago playing in short right field defensively, cutting down that angle against Dunn.
Also giving him about 6, 7, 8 extra steps in that outfield to maybe run down a ground ball should Dunn hit one in his direction.
And time call now. Benoit was about to deliver, but Dunn given time. He's had a single and 3 at bats tonight. Struck out his last time up against Max Scherzer. Scherzer going 7 2/3 this evening. Lifted back out of play. That Tigers bullpen ERA now is sub 4. It was over 4 most of the season, down to 3.93. Phil Koch has pitched better as of late for the Tigers. Veras has joined the bullpen. Smiley's always been good all season long. Rondon has been solid. Inside 1-2. They can get Albuquerque to be a little bit more consistent. They'll be in really good shape. Evan Reed now pitching in long relief for the Tigers. Jim Leland feeling a whole lot better about his bullpen these days.
Yeah, they definitely have some guys in that bullpen that can miss some bats late in the game, and they also have some guys that can miss some bats in the middle of the game. Evan Reed's got a great arm.
Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Adam Dunn. Tigers got a run in the first on the home run by Hunter, a run in the second on the Peralta homer, and a run in the fourth on the Iglesias homer. Swing and a miss. Dunn is gone. That's a big strikeout for Joaquin. First out of the inning. Dunn strikes out for the second time tonight.
Let's take a look at the pitch by pitch at how he attacked Dunn. First pitch fastball, followed that up with a really good changeup, then a couple fastballs inside to knock Dunn off the plate, and then he finally finishes them off with that real good Vulcan changeup down that bounced off the plate.
Here is Konerko. The White Sox still need another base runner to bring the tying run up. Down the middle, strike one on Konerko. Only .227 lifetime against Benoit. 5 strikeouts. Here's the 0-1. Bouncing ball to second. Backhanded there by Santiago. 2 gone. Advance the runner to third. Rios moves up 90 feet. However, with 2 gone, they're down to their last chance. And it's Connor Gillespie. Tigers 1 out away from their 7th consecutive win. And the crowd can sense it. And it's in, strike one. This is the largest crowd at Comerica Park since opening day. 43,906 in the ballpark tonight. And Benoit trying to record the final out to get Max Scherzer to 16-1.
16-1.
It's just unbelievable. Swing and a miss, 0-2. You really have to think about how incredible that is. 16-1. One more strike to get. Oh, 0-2 on Connor Gillespie. Fly ball, center field. Jackson on the move, should do it. That is a Tigers victory. 7 straight wins for Detroit, and Max Scherzer runs his record to 16-1 as Benoit closes this one out. Iglesias with a home run, and the Tigers celebrate another victory. They remain perfect on this homestand. What an impressive stretch for this ball club. We'll be back to Comerica. There's your final 3-0.